BC Hydro says it's a milestone for the $8.533 billion Site C Dam project. The 6 turbines and generators that will transform falling water into electricity have begun mobilizing to the construction site this month.
It is the heart of the project. It's a big announcement. It's a large contract, not the largest, but $470 million contract is the large contract. That's an integral part of the project.
BC Hydro began a competitive bid process back in 2012 and awarded the multi-million-dollar project to Voith Hydro Canada, who will be manufacturing large components of the turbines and generators in Brazil. Both the turbines and the generators will be custom designed and built to suit specific conditions of the project.
The turbines and the generators aren't shelf ready. You just don't choose one and plug it in. They actually have to be designed specifically for the location where you're putting them in, because every location where you are has different attributes.
The 6 turbines have the capacity to generate over 1,100 megawatts of electricity that will feed into the provincial electricity grid. Other components of the turbines and generators will be assembled here on site, like draft tubes, and those will be added to the larger equipment that is being manufactured overseas.
It comes into Texas, then it's shipped by truck. There's a route that is used for heavy equipment, basically to move things out of like the Gulf of Mexico, Texas area, up into Canada, probably through Alberta and into British Columbia.
The process to actually install the turbines into the powerhouse won't start for another 2 years.
Because the turbine units and the draft tubes, so the draft tube is what the water comes down, it goes into the penstock, and then the turbine is set within the penstock. All those have to be embedded in concrete. So you actually have to time the construction of these pieces of equipment to when you're building the powerhouse. So that is expected to occur with the first units on site, I would think probably around 2019.
During that period, BC Hydro expects to employ an additional 150 temporary workers to help with the installation. BC Hydro is also looking to award more contracts later in the year to help coordinate the major project.
In this type of case, everything has to be coordinated in regards to when the activities occur, because you've got to coordinate that activity with the other things that are going on. So particularly in this case with Voith, with the equipment that's on site, you have to coordinate it with the construction of the powerhouse. So we have a contract out right now for the generating station and the spillways, and we expect to award that contract in the fall of this year. And that coordination between those two projects is something that has to be very closely watched, and it has to be coordinated very carefully.
Once completed in 2024, BC Hydro says the hydroelectric dam will provide clean, cost-efficient electricity for the next 100 years. Brendan Miller, CJDC-TV News, Fort St. John.